Hi. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody can see me and that you're ready to go for 8 o'clock training. So it's 6 p.m. here in Alberta. And I will just wait to start just so that some people can get on. Hi. Hi. Okay. So we've got some people on, which means that this is working, which is awesome. I am super excited to be the one doing your training today. My name is Carol Thompson, and I am a future executive senior sales director with Mary Kay, which is a mouthful. I have been in Mary Kay now for 8 years, since March 2010. So I was a brand new consultant in March at one point, just like all of you, except for, of course, the sales directors who are watching and the more seasoned consultants that are out there. Hi, guys. So in that time period, of course, some of you know that I am a top director. I have earned top director trips, 5 cars, bunch of diamond rings, all that jazz. Okay? Great. Awesome. So everybody's there. Yell at me. Say hi. Make sure this connection's working. So today we're going to unpack your starter kit and talk about your first steps when you're starting your business, okay? I am only here for like an hour. There is no way, no matter how fast I talk, that I will be able to cover everything that you need to know as a brand new beauty consultant. So I want you to promise me that you are going to work with your sales director to learn the rest, that you are going to check out some of the videos that I posted on the group. And I did do one this morning as well, which will be different than this one because everything always is. So you can check that one out as well. Promise me that you will attend every weekly meeting that you can and that you will work hard to hone your skills as you grow in this business, okay? That's the reality. The reality is that I cannot train you in an hour on how to do your job perfectly, right? Just the same as you couldn't work at like Walmart with an hour's worth of training. So you're going to be with me for about an hour, and I'm going to give you all I can and download all that I can into your brains. And you may have to rewatch, but that's okay. All right? Okay, so hi, those of you who are here again with me and who watched earlier today. I so appreciate you joining with us again. And I just want to say that I am so excited that you chose to start your Mary Kay business. Bottom line, there are a lot of other companies that you could have chosen to be part of. And you may have said to yourself, well, I mean, I'll just see how it goes. How many of you said that? I'll see how it goes. How many of you said, well, I mean, the kit was, you know, oh, Jennifer, I touched up my makeup. Don't you worry. Some of you have said, well, the kit's on sale, so I guess I'll see what happens. I guess I'll try a little bit. I want you to know that you are lying to yourselves, even if you don't think that you are, because I think that every single woman in the world has a desire to be successful in one way or another. And I think that every single woman in the world has a desire to help other women. And I think it's just fear that makes you go, well, we'll just see how it goes. So my thing first is that I want you to repeat after me, and I want you to tell me that you are, and I know I can't hear you, but I want you to tell me that you are an independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I am an independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay Cosmetics. Go ahead. Go ahead. Can I take my director suit off now? It's like, it's too big, so it's very bunchy. There, that's better. Okay, I am an independent beauty consultant with Mary Kay Cosmetics. So I used this example this morning. My glasses are dirty and broken, so I may be taking them off. I used this example this morning. So I said to this morning, if you know an Epicure rep, for example, and an Epicure rep said to you, when you said, well, what do you do? And you said, or she said to you, I sell Epicure. Your response would be, oh, great, do you have a catalog? And then that would be about it. You might put an order in for like an $8 spice, whatever, and then never think of her again. But if she said to you, you know what I do is I actually go into people's homes and I teach them how to make dinner from scratch with like 3 ingredients and really great quality products that are safe and gluten-free and low sodium, what would you say? You'd be like, yeah, heck yeah. Can I please? Would you please? How much do you charge for that? That's what you would say. And she'd say, oh, it's totally free. And you're like, it is? Can I do that? For sure. But what do? We go into people's homes and we teach them how to use skincare and cosmetics. And we say, oh, you feel Mary Kay. Don't do that, okay? Don't be handing out catalogs and samples. I remember Tamara Swatsky, when I was a brand new beauty consultant at seminar, saying like, how many catalogs and samples are you handing out? How much money are you getting back from that? Probably not a lot, right? You're spending money to get nothing in return. And honestly, our job is to get the product on faces. It's not to hand out samples. It's not to hand out catalogs. And it's not to just work like that, to post it on Facebook and hope people buy a mascara. Okay, that's not our job. And there's no fun in that. You know, I like to be with women in party situations, and I like to be in facials and in one-on-one workshops and things like that. Okay, so the next thing is that I want you to set a goal for yourself. If you were to fast forward a year, what undesired dream would you like to have come true? One thing in a year. Now, I don't mean in the Mary Kay career path. I mean in 1 year, what would you like? Is it a new house? Would you like a down payment? Would you like to pay down some debt? Would you like to buy a kayak? Would you like to go to a cabin for the weekend? Would you like to go on vacation? Would you like to take your kids to Disneyland? What is it that you would really like to do that money can do for you? One thing. Write it down. I'm going to clean my glasses, my shirt. Okay, one thing. Can you tell me what it is? In the comments? Oh, so much better. Can you tell me one thing that you would like to have or do in a year? How much money will that take for you to do that? Ballpark. Write that down. You don't need to tell me that. It's okay. But just how much money will it take to do that? And then, oh, great. I love that. Be debt-free. Go to Scotland. You know, pay your mortgage. Okay, in a year. So think about it like this, okay? If we were to work at $10,000 and we can multiply that based on, or divide it if you need less, because a lot of people think that the only way to be successful into Mary Kay is to become like a director and a national and all those things and do this as a career. That's not true. A lot of you are in this for a side hustle. A lot of you are in it for the extra money. Yes? You don't know what you're going to do with it. You don't know if you're even going to like it. You haven't even started. So it's okay. You don't have to want to do this as a career. I want to know how much money it would take. And then we're going to do some math together. And then we're going to show you what's in the starter kit that's going to help you do that math. All right? So if we look at how much money that you need, the average customer who is on skincare, okay, spends about $400 in a year on skincare. Okay? So she spends $400 in a year, which means that you're making $200 in profit per year in reorders only. So remember, a reorder is not something that requires a lot of work from you. Yes? It's just like a phone call or a Facebook or whatever to get that product. So this isn't even after the facial. Okay? This is after you've already had that first appointment. So $200 in a year. Yes? So if you want $10,000 in 1 year, you need how many skincare customers? 50. Now, is every person you facial going to be a skincare customer? No. On average, hi corporate. On average, the average customer, out of all of the faces that you see, 6 out of 10 will be skincare customers, which means if you want $10,000 in 1 year, you need to see 83 people in 365 days. You need to product facial 83 people. That's it. Write it down. 83 people. That's an average of 1.5 a week, right? Which is 6 people a month. That is 1 party a month. And that's not even including what you sell in that first appointment. So in that first appointment, the average when you know what you're doing is $100 per appointment, right? So that's $50 a face. So now you've got $4,500 extra dollars on top of your 10 grand. And if you've seen 83 people and done your job properly, which means you've asked her for an interview with your director and you have rebooked her, okay? And we're going to talk about those things, okay? If you've done your job properly, then you also have team building income that you didn't have to really work for of about 12% from the 8 people you would have recruited, because it's an average of about 1 in 10 from the 8 people you would have recruited in that year. So you would be a future sales director with 8 people on your team and making that money from them as well. Okay, which works out to, I think we figured it out this morning, what, $98 a month times 12? So that's another $1,200. So if you would like $15,000 by next year, and if that would make a significant difference to your life, then that's the number of faces you need to see. It's math, not magic. It's not luck. It's not anything. It's not even your skills. It's the number of faces that you see, okay? And you don't have, I don't care how connected you are, you don't have 83 people in your friends and family network that are going to be your facial customers. So you have to figure out how to find customers, which is what most of our training is on, which is good news for you, yes? And now if you need more customers and you need more money by next year, right, then you multiply that. So instead of 1 party a month, maybe it's 2. Instead of 2 parties, maybe it's 4. And the bigger your goals, the more faces that you need to see. So write this down. Face by face, I'll win the race. Face by face. Women on average spend twice as much when they can try the product with you. Twice as much. And they are more likely to rebuy and refer their friends. Okay? So how do you do that? How do you get that product on their faces? I mean, you're obviously not just going to stand on that corner and like hold people down and watch their faces, right? Don't do that. I did not recommend that, just in case anyone heard that funny, okay? I'm saying like what you have to do is you have to start with your warm market, if you have one. So that's your current friends and family. And your current friends and family, each single person in that group knows at least 100 people that you do not know. At least 100. And if you don't believe me, think about the last wedding you went to. How many times do you walk into a wedding where you think you know the bride and groom really, really well? And then you walk into the wedding and you're like, who are all these people? Do you really know every single person at the wedding? No, right? You don't. There's no way you could possibly know every single person at the wedding. And so therefore, the goal here is to expand your social network by having your warm market introduce you to other people. So what you do in your first month, regardless of what you're saying to yourself and whatever lie you're telling yourself, really, really matters. So I don't care if you told me that you were going to do like a little bit or a lot. I don't care if you told me that you didn't really care and you were just going to get your products at half price and whatever. Okay? I don't listen to anybody. I have had so many people join my team and tell me that they're going to be a sales director in 5 days and they're going to be like amazing and watch me. And guess what? They do nothing. And then I have people on my team who are like, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. And they come to all the training and they do all the things. And then all of a sudden they're sales directors and earning cars. It's true. Okay. So the difference between those two people is that some people are like cocky, but they don't actually want to learn. And some people are so scared that they don't do anything. Which one are you? I'm so excited that you're on this Facebook Live because that shows me that you're willing to learn. Yes? and that you want more from your life, whether more is $200 extra a month or more is $2,000 extra a month. You just signed up because you wanted more. Okay? And you guys are going to make me blush with your compliments. You're so cute. It's just really good light and really good skincare. Good skin, but good light. If you watch Grace and Frankie, you know that good light is important. Those girls are lit very, very well by the light. Okay, so your job is to show people some products and help them to make up their mind about what products that they would like. That's it. When people ask me what I do, I say I help women discover what they love in their faces and in themselves. I help women discover what they love in their faces and in themselves. That's it. My job is to increase their self-esteem. My job is to make them feel good when they leave their time with me. My job is to make sure that their lives are easier, that they're happy, and they will never leave me. And those women that I facialed way back 8 years ago are still with me. And there's a reason, okay? Because our job is to make them feel good, to make them feel important. I'm not crying at this one, but if you were tuned in earlier this morning, I totally cried. All right, so let's talk about what's in the starter kit. So we're just gonna open it up right now, all right? We opened it up this morning, big disclaimer, right? But we're gonna pretend we're reopening it today, okay? First thing that is in your starter kit is this book. I am not even stuttering when I say that this is the most important thing in your starter kit. Absolutely. The most important thing that you can take out of your kit is this book. And the reason why? The reason why is because the more you get to know this lady right here, the more that you will understand everything we are and everything we do. You will understand the reasoning behind our products. You will understand why we do what we do. Yes, I can, Susan. I can repeat that. I help women discover what they love in their faces and in themselves. Okay? So this woman truly believed in the potential of women. She truly believed that women deserved more out of life. And if you don't know her, that's a problem. Get to know her. It comes in the kit for a reason, and it was on the bestseller list for years and years for a reason. And it's also what I give all my hostesses as a gift. Okay? Get to know this woman. Get to know this book. If you struggle with finding time to read and all of those things, put this where you'll read it. If you go pick up your kids and you're sitting there, right? Put it in the car. Put it by the bathroom. Whatever, but do it so that you're reading who she was. Because anytime I question anything, I know who Mary Kay Ash was. And I know why the company is run the way it's run. That's the most important thing in your kit. And it absolutely helps me with anything like product ingredient questions, things like that. When people say, oh, is there whatever in this product? I say, you know what? Mary Kay Ash told somebody to take the product off the shelf before it was even produced because somebody had a concern about an ingredient. It wasn't even like fully tested yet that it was concerned. And she's like, pull it. I know from her heart, that she would not poison us in a million, trillion, jillion years, and that we are the faces of Mary Kay, and therefore she's going to take very good care of her sales force. I know who she was. And I'm able to tell those stories at my parties, and I can tell you, betcha by golly wow, that is what sells me more product than anything else. Women want to buy a product that they trust. When women are surveyed in any demographic, from millennials to baby boomers, whatever, they all said that trusting the product and trusting the face behind it was really important to them. And so it's our job to remember who this lady was and to tell that story. All right? So that is the most important thing. I don't care. Sorry, it's not the product, it's this. And this is the best little self-esteem workshop you could possibly use anyway. So that's why I give it to hostesses, not to recruit them, but because this teaches you a lot about being a woman. All right? The next thing that's really important in your starter kit is this little beauty. Oh my gosh. Oh, you can't see it because of the light, but look, this is the flip chart. This is my favorite. So I know corporate's watching and I love it. We had a flip chart when I first started and it was in coils. So you couldn't add or remove pages. I love that it's in a binder. It lets us to just modify it as we need, and you can add different things. I am gonna tell you a little tip from me to you. Page protectors are your best friend for these. So stick them all in page protectors because then you can flip it easier and they don't kind of stick up when you flip. Like, you know how this kind of goes like that? They'll lay flatter when you're flipping. The words that you say are on the back. Now, some of you, me included, when I first started, think we're better than the words. We think we don't need to read the words. We think we can wing it. Or we think the words sound stupid or forced or not me. They just don't sound like me. You know why they don't sound like you? Because you haven't practiced them enough. Did it sound like you when you worked at McDonald's in 1992 to say, did you want fries with that? Probably not. It's probably not a phrase you ever said. But guess what? It got the fries sold. So you'll learn those phrases in here. You'll learn what to say. They are in here. And you may think you're too good for this flip chart, but I am a 6-figure income earner and I am a top director and I use this at every appointment. Every appointment. And part of the reason why is because women often think that we have all this magical knowledge and that we know all these ingredients and all this stuff. And honestly, I'm like, I'm totally cheating. It's right here. And that increases my recruiting average too, okay? So just know that this flip chart gives you everything that you need. It has everything in here. Key ingredients, the steps for the processes, your miracle set script, everything. And if you're super shy, guess what? You can do this and look up and then do this and look up and it's okay. And part of the other thing about the flip chart is that women, if you're, well, women or men, and you know that I was a junior high teacher for 12 years. So education is a strong thing for me. People need to try it. So they need to do something kinesthetic. So that's with their hands. They need to read something. So they're reading some words on the front, and they need to see stuff, and they need to hear stuff. So if they're able to do all 4 at the appointment, you will increase their knowledge and their sales. The other thing is then they're looking at you. And if you're shy, then they're looking here. So you have something here for them to see, okay? And you can make it like a little cereal fort if you need to and hide behind it. But everything is here. One piece of advice I can give you that was given to me in the beginning is if you get bogged down and you get distracted by some of the words, cover some up with Post-its. Write things on it. One thing that I did was I put little stickers on every few pages so that I could remember to say things like at your follow-up appointment. So that I would say it 7 times during the appointment. Okay, so things like that. Another thing that I used to do is I used to wear 7 bracelets on one hand, and every time that I said at your follow-up appointment, I'd move it over. So it would remind me to say it 7 times. Okay, you have to use certain tricks to remember these things. You have to practice. And where are you going to practice and make money? On people. Weird. So I'll get back to that. So your starter kit flip chart has everything in it, and it has pages for skincare that aren't even in your starter kit. So just so you know, there are pages in here for your repair set, your botanicals, clear proof, all of that you can move in here when you're ready and you have more things. This flip chart is designed so that you can do an entire party with just the starter kit. Now, there's a reason that your starter kit doesn't come with a ton of makeup. Okay, there's a reason why it doesn't come with a bunch of things. It comes with the simplest stuff because women will buy skincare when you demo skincare. It's weird. And what's your goal? A skincare customer. And if you want 10 grand, what do you need? 50 skincare customers. That's your goal. Your goal isn't to sell a Facebook mascara. Okay, 7 times because women need to hear things 7 times in order for it to sink in. It's just proven. It's just sales techniques. Okay? Honestly, they study all this stuff. You know, I don't know where I read it or if it's a Mary Kay thing, but 7 times. If a woman hears something 7 times, it'll become her idea. It'll be like, oh yeah, I have to book my follow-up appointment. And chances are she'll ask you. Okay? I know that the Stoker area has a little picture on the table that says, if I don't offer you a follow-up appointment, you get $100 for free. You bet you're going to offer a follow-up appointment because you don't want to give away $100 in product. Everything is here. The starter kit makes it very simple for you to rebook this client. Have you ever been to a beauty counter in like the Bay or Sears or anything like that? Do they put every single product that that company sells on your face? Do they show you everything? No, because they want you to come back. Yeah, this is my water cup, Nancy. This is my hot water. I drink hot water all the live long day. So I have it in a humongous insulated mug. Okay. So when you go to the Bay, when you go to Sears and you go to the beauty counter, and if you have never done that, I highly recommend that you do. Don't wear any Mary Kay stuff and go and pretend you're a customer shopping for skincare. You'll never think our skincare is expensive again. The last time I did this at the Estee Lauder counter, they recommended $650 at the skincare for me. Okay? So if you haven't done it, do it. They don't recommend everything. They don't go through the makeup and everything else. They focus on their most expensive products, which is just smart. All right? People don't reorder mascaras and lipsticks the same way they reorder miracle sets. All right? This is designed to get you that follow-up appointment. We're going to leave them wanting more. So what you're going to do in your first 30 faces is just the starter kit party, which is this flip chart. Now, I modify my flip chart. I have other parties. I do cool stuff, but not at the first appointment. Okay? So you have this flip chart. There's a whole video on this group with me doing a party with the flip chart and the miracle set. So I'm not going to go through all of that. I'd love to, but I really don't have time. You have this little sign that says the party starts here. Don't leave this at home. Like, I literally carry this in my kit at all times, and I put it up everywhere. And I put it up at the door so that the guests that are coming see it, and then I bring it to the table, and I point all the time to how fun it is to get together, you know, at your follow-up appointment. Your follow-up appointment. It's awesome. I love this little sign. It's so cute. I really want a t-shirt that says the party starts here because I really feel like it does. The other thing that comes in your starter kit is your profile card. This is to be used twice. So you may hear a word called coaching in Mary Kay. Coaching has 2 meanings. Coaching could mean that you're going to work with your sales director about why it is that you know what to do, but you're not doing it. And I can't answer that for you. So a couple people said that. How do I get over my blocks? I don't know. You're going to have to talk to your sales director and figure it out. Go through your limiting beliefs, what it is that you need, get to your why, all that stuff, okay? But coaching in this aspect means that before I have an appointment with somebody, I like to be prepared. I have walked into some really weird situations. I have walked into a party thinking that everybody there would be ivory and beige and they're all bronze and I didn't bring any bronze stuff. I have walked into a party where people had all sensitive skin and I didn't prepare for that and I didn't bring any botanical extract or anything. Okay, and I didn't do my research. How many of you like to be blindsided? How many of you like to go to a party and find out that there's 15 people there and you only have 3 mirrors? Anyone? No? I like to know what I'm getting into. So before I meet with her, I make sure to text her or call her and get the answers to some of these questions on the front of the profile card. I write her name and everything else on here, and I just ask her about, you know, her primary skin needs. Do you feel like you have early to moderate signs of aging? Do you want a basic non-age fighting routine? Like, what are you looking for? That would allow me then, if I didn't have those products, to get those products in before my appointment or to borrow something to demo, whatever, okay? That gives me a chance to give her samples maybe of something that she's thinking of working at, but that I don't have. And then she fills this out at the appointment, okay? And this becomes part of her customer file that you keep. So that now forever, she doesn't need to retell you how old she is. She doesn't need to retell you if she's normal to dry or combo to oily, anything like that. It's all here. Okay? Here's the cheat. It took me a year before I knew this, just so we know. Okay? When they check off these little boxies on the front, and you open this part, tells you what skincare line they should be on. Okay? It tells you what extra products she might like. All right? It tells you all the things. It's amazing. And so it's like your magic. You just know. And they're shocked at how awesome and skilled you are, even if you don't know anything. Another good tip, by the way, is let's say you pre-profile her and it says she might like the Time-Wise Vitamin C Activating Squares. You can go on InTouch and find the little product knowledge sheet and print that and stick that in her bag. Okay? Oh, Marcella, it's always been here. These are new profile cards, but they have always been like this. And then the back of the profile sheet has a spot here for her to write her wish list of the products you tried today. Which ones would you like to take home? I don't wait till the end of the appointment to do that. Every time we do something, I stop and ask them to write this down. So that at the end of the party or the appointment, I can remind them what they liked. So they can't lie to me and be like, oh, I didn't really need anything. Really? Because you love these. Weird. How many of you are mind blown that that's there? I know I was, and I was in for a full year. Like I think it already under car before I figured it out. So don't feel bad if you didn't know, okay? This also has a spot for 10 names on the back that says, give your friends a gift of a complimentary facial. There are referral scripts in the starter kit, and we're gonna go through the magazine in a second. Your director will have referral scripts for you to ask for names, and there's a referral script in here, so you can just read it. And you may be like, oh, people don't want to give me their number, whatever. It works if you do it properly. So if you're not getting any results, then you got to go back and figure it out. All right, but you can get referrals here, which means these are people that you can ask for a facial or makeover. And that's how you increase your customer base. Boom. Mic drop. Okay? All right. Next thing, you have order forms in here. The white copy is yours for your customer records. So you take the profile card, and when she's done buying, you staple the white one to the back of the profile card like this. Staple it to the back. And then when she says, I need more foundation, you don't need to ask her what color. You can just be like, oh yeah, Ivory 6. File these in like a little accordion file thing. Don't get fancy. Just an A to Z, you know, one of those things. Figure it out. Those of you who need to do everything in advance, just remember that imperfect action is better than perfect procrastination. You will never be perfect at this job. Sorry. So if you're diseased by the need to be perfect, I'm sorry, but perfection, like Brené Brown says, is a 10-ton shield we wear into the ring. You won't be perfect. So these go in your files. The green one goes to your weekly accomplishment sheet, and the form for that is on InTouch under forms and worksheets, and you send that to your director so that she knows how much money you're making and how many appointments you're seeing and all of those things, okay? Because she can't help you otherwise. If you say, I'm not making any money in Mary Kay, and she's like trying to give you ideas about how to increase your sales, and the reason why you're not making any money is because you haven't actually sat down with anybody, well, she needs to know that, okay? So you have to do that. You have to do the weekly accomplishment sheet every week, and you should staple this to the back, and if you're worried about tax time, guess what? You hand all those to your accountant or bookkeeper, and she does it all for you. So if you just do it Sunday night, you make it a habit, then you're good. And then the pink sheet and this white stuff at the back goes to the customer. You can either choose to give it to her right away at the appointment. If you've got product on hand, then you can just give it to her right then, right? But if not, if you're ordering products, then I would recommend that you keep this for now and then you staple it to her bag so that you don't have to rewrite her address out again. That's just me, but she gets this. Cool? Any questions? Boom. All right. We're going to go through this bag in a second. You have a Satin Hands set. And now, here's the question I get from a lot of sales consultants when they're brand new. They're like, I don't really get the Satin Hands thing. Like, wouldn't it be better if we had more makeup in the kit or something? Here's why we start with Satin Hands. Well, I don't know what the actual logic was from Corp or whatever, but here's why we start with Satin Hands. This preludes your skincare. So when I'm doing Satin Hands at the sink, I'm talking about how hands, by the way, the backs of your hands show what your face will look like in 10 years without you taking any measures to protect your face. So they're basically your skin on your face just 10 years in the future. Tell people that. You promise you'll sell stuff. And then I say it's also the fastest place on your body to show age. Okay, so because it's being exposed to the environment all the time, and only 20% of aging is due to natural causes. The rest is because of the environment and the sun, pollution, all of that stuff, right? So we're going to protect your hands today, and we're going to take really good care of them. We're also going to exfoliate, which precurses you to the miracle set and microdermabrasion. So we're going to exfoliate. And why do we exfoliate? Because you can't rehydrate a dead skin cell. It's dead. It does not come back to life. There are no zombie skin cells. I say that every time. For 8 years, I've said that every time. It is a patented Carol Thompson phrase, and you're welcome to use it. There are no zombie skin cells, so we have to get rid of them. And then you do this at the sink. Don't forget, step 1 is the hand softener, and it's right on the back of the bottles. I don't know how to demo Satin Hands. Can you read? Okay, legit. It's right there. Scrub it up. That's it. When I'm doing a party, I don't wait for everybody to sit down and then take them to the sink to do Satin Hands. I do it the second that they walk in. I sneak them away before they get busy talking. I get to know her at the sink. I ask her some questions. By the way, my favorite small talk question to ask, because I am not a small talk person, is, did you grow up around here? Because no matter what, there's a follow-up question you can ask. So if she says, no, I moved here from blah, 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 say, oh, what made you move here? And if she says, yeah, I did, then you say, oh, how has blah changed since you lived here, since you were little? How has the town changed? It gets you to get to know her really easily. And then I ask her to tell me something awesome about the hostess. Tell me something great about Jen that I maybe don't know. That's it. I'm scrubbing. Well, I don't scrub her, but she scrubs, puts on the lotion, hydrates your skin through 7 hand washings, clinically proven. Clinically proven means that we didn't just go, hey, my hands still feel good. It means in a lab, the skin cells were tested to say that they were still hydrated. That's important. So now what have I done there? Just in that quick interaction, I have made her feel important. I have reiterated the importance of skincare. I have shown her that skincare is an important part of the aging process. I have shown her that exfoliation is important because you can't rehydrate a dead skin cell. I have told her that we clinically test and that we take really good care of our products. I have given her everything she needs to know about Mary Kay in a 2-minute interaction at the sink. That's why it's in your starter kit. All right. Next, we have your miracle set. Now, yes, I know the miracle set is going through a revamp soon, but Ford doesn't stop selling 2014s at the end of 2014, do they? And when people walk in on the lot in November of 2014, do they say, oh, you know what? You should totally wait. There's new ones coming out. I'm going to guess they don't. Okay? So don't stop selling this set now. All right? Good? All right. So Miracle Set is super easy. It's great to demo. You might get really lucky and sell Miracle Sets in your first appointment, but chances are you won't. And the reason why is because A, you're probably scared of that large of a purchase, and B, your customer doesn't trust you yet. She doesn't know that you're not leaving her. She doesn't know that Mary Kay is going to take care of her yet. Like, she doesn't really know the same way. And so the way that Mary Kay works is that the next appointment she's going to buy more, and the next appointment she's going to buy more, and the next appointment she's going to buy. Do you get it? So the Miracle Set, the reason we demo this full thing is so that they can get a sense of what their skin looks like. Now, my advice would be to make sure that you're spending a lot of time talking about why they should choose a great skincare line and what a great skincare line entails. And then I ask them questions. I always ask them, what is happening to your face when you age? Don't tell them what happens to their face. Let them tell you. Let them tell you, okay? If you have somebody older at the table, they're always going to be like this, always. So you're going to let them tell you what happens to their skin as they age. You're going to make sure that you reiterate, and this is really important to me, okay? I feel like, yes, we are an anti-aging company, but we are not anti-aging. I always say that. We want you to age. It's better than the alternative. What we want is for you to age gracefully, for your skin to age at the 20% that is normal for aging. We want to stop the other 80% from happening. That's what we want. We don't want to tell you that it's bad to be old and that you can't have wrinkles ever and that we're selling you some magic eraser for your face and that you should go get all this plastic surgery and stuff and you should hate yourself if you're past 20. No. Okay, that's not what we do. And I do say that at every appointment. That's not what we do. Because I feel like that is so important. I don't want people to think that our job is just to make you look young forever. You're not going to. And you would look super creepy if you had a 15-year-old face on a 70-year-old's body. Okay? So I want you to age gracefully. I want to prevent the 80% that's happening from pollution and sun damage. That's what I want for you. And I say that. And then I say, so this Miracle Set has been tried, tested, and true. Our skincare has been around now for 55 years, and yeah, it's gone through some different changes. But the bottom line is that Mary Kay always made sure that our skincare program would not take very much time, that it would be easy to use, and that it would be effective. So how many of you would like to see a difference in your face in 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, and 3 years? And they say yes. And I say, what if I could tell you that you could see a difference tonight? And they go, oh, all right. So if I'm not doing the rest of the stuff at a party, and I don't have to rush, then I'm doing just the starter kit, then you can do the entire Miracle Set on one half of their face and then allow them to go back and do the other half when they see the difference. And they will see a difference right away. All right? It's very simple to use. Cleanser, day solution, moisturizer. At night, cleanser, night solution, moisturizer. That's it. The details on all of these are in your flip chart. So you don't need to know much more. But you need to know that what you're doing with your customers in this preamble is showing them that they can trust you, showing them that what you value is how they feel about themselves, and showing them that you value their time as well, and that Mary Kay values their time. Because people don't have time or the energy to feel bad about themselves, and we are not in the business to make you feel bad about yourself. We are in the business to increase your self-esteem and self-worth. And I firmly believe that you deserve 3 minutes a day to take care of your skin. Because it's the only face you're ever going to get. And I don't care what Joan Rivers thought, you can't buy a new face. I always say that too. Cotton to Carol Thompson phrase. Okay, so miracle set. You have eye makeup remover. Oh, it's right here. Here's how I sell the eye makeup remover. Oh, I shook it up. I hold it like this. And I say, this is an oil-free eye makeup remover. Yes, Marianne, this will be available later all the live long day. The Facebook Lives don't go away. All right, so it has 2 parts. It's oil-free. Now, that looks like oil, I said when I first saw it. But the thing is that they're just 2 different liquids with 2 different densities. So one sits heavier on the bottom and one sits on the top. So when you wash your hair, you need to use what? And they say shampoo and conditioner. And I go, whoa, look it. You have hair on your lashes. You have hair on your eyeballs. Well, not on your eyeballs. You have hair on your lids. So we're going to shampoo and condition these. We're going to take away any mites that are living on your lashes. Sorry, gross, but true. And we're going to take away any remnants of makeup. And we're going to condition your lashes too. This is oil-free, dermatologist tested, and ophthalmologist tested. Safe for contact lenses, and you can put your makeup on right after using it. How exciting is that? That's it. Who here would love an eye makeup remover that didn't feel greasy? And they're like, yeah. How many eye makeup removers have you guys tried? Lots. Oh, well, let's try this one. There's a reason that this one is a bestseller in the world. And then I shake it up and give it a little bit on a cotton pad. Good to go. Done. Get them a little bit of mascara, and then you can give them their CC cream, which I pulled out, sorry. Your ultimate mascara. Don't spend a ton of time on this. Don't give them the mascara straight from this tube. And don't double dip those demo wands. Okay? Gross. And don't think you can clean them and use them again, because gross. And I know that you're like, why is she telling people that? Because I've had to tell people that. So don't do it. Don't rewash those plastic trays either, okay? All right. So mascara, don't spend a ton of time on that. Remind them that they have 5, that there are 5 mascaras in the catalog, and that you'll help them at the end to help pick their correct one. That's it. And if you get it wrong, no big deal. We have a return policy. You have 2 colors of CC cream. You might want to invest later in more colors, but right now you're good. And you know what? Everybody freaks out about this. Like, oh no, what if I get it wrong? What if you get it wrong? Then she looks like Casper or Donald Trump, and you're fine. She can wipe it off, okay? That's it. It's not a tattoo, okay? Callie, it's totally safe with lash extensions. It's oil-free, okay? So CC cream, fingers all over. 11 skincare benefits. Here's the only thing I really talk about with CC cream. I say this, I say, you know, how many of you know that you have to clean your glasses a lot? You notice that? And they're like, well, yeah. And I go, when you get in your car, do you have to clean the windshield? And they go, yeah. And I go, the world's gross, right? There's a lot of junk out there. And it's embedding itself into your skin. So what you want to do is create a barrier so that that can't get in there. So do you notice that women who wear foundation on a regular basis look younger for longer than women who don't? And they go, oh. And I say, yeah. I mean, how many of your like crunchy friends, I do say that, crunchy friends, granola hippie friends, look a little bit older? Okay? It's because they're not protecting their skin from the environment. And what did I say? How much of aging is from the environment? 80%. So therefore, you need to act as a barrier protection against the world. The world is full of free radicals trying to break down your skin cells. It's full of garbage and junk trying to give you pimples. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to put a CC cream or a primer on or a foundation, and we have lots of different options. So if this isn't great for you, that's okay, because we can try something else at your follow-up appointment. All right? And it's going to act like a barrier. Everything in the world is going to stick to it, and then you're going to wash that down the sink with our amazing cleanser. So therefore, it can't get in. It also has SPF 15 in it, so it's going to protect you from the sun, which remember I said was part of the 80% that was going to cause you to age, and 11 skincare benefits. That's why it's not a BB cream. It's a CC cream. It's a complexion corrector because it doesn't just look good for a moment. It keeps making you look good forever. That's it. Then you have these handy dandy little color cards. I know so many beauty consultants who start handing these out all willy-nilly to their friends and family. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Oh, don't do that, Carol. Your glasses are duct taped. Okay. So just those of you who don't know, I broke my glasses yesterday. So I have some pretty little wire and duct tape on my glasses. So yeah, super pretty. I have new glasses coming. Don't be handing this stuff out. These are for your appointments. So what I do is I make sure that they have one of these at the table. I don't instruct them on how to put the eyeshadow on and the blush and everything else. That's for their next appointment. You don't even have to give them this. If you have invested in a little bit of demo items and you have lipsticks and things like that, then you can give them a little bit of lipstick. You don't need to give them these at all. But people like to have a little bit of color on their face before they look in the mirror. So I like to give them these if I don't have anything else. And then this way they can just put on the lipstick and then you do the table close, which is in the Flipchart. And then if they want to play with this, they can take it home and play with it, or they can play with it while they're waiting for their turn to order their products. An eyeshadow is $9, you guys. Think about how many eyeshadows you'd have to sell to make that 10 grand goal for next year. Go ahead, I'll wait. $4.50. And how many do you think they go through in a year? Like, I mean, unless they're like licking it, they don't even need to replace it more than once a year. Like, really. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these. And even when you're doing your advanced glamour classes and things like that, and you may see me if you're friends with me on Facebook, like I do a lot. I do like contour classes and selfie classes and fun classes. I love them. They're fun. And I see some of my customers so many times that we like want to try something new, right? Do you think that I skip skincare at those? Nope. Never. Skincare is the bread and butter of my business. It is what bought this house. Skincare bought my house, not eyeshadow. So even though I'm teaching a smoky eye party, it's all about the skin. It's still the same. You're just going to keep going with it. So that's it. That's the products that's in here. You have mascara ones, and you have little applicators for eyeshadow. You'll want to get some little cotton pads. And I find those little, those foam wedges for foundation that are terrible for foundation. Don't let them put their CC cream on with that. It's better with their fingers if they don't have a brush. But the blush goes on way better with one of those than with a cotton pad because they get a little clowny. And then they don't know where they're putting it, and it's just a whole gong show, okay? So that's my little piece of advice for you, is that the wedges work better for that. Okay, that's what's in there. You've got 4 mirrors. You have trays. Here's a little tip that people don't know, and I remember when Linda Rose did her 10 show week, and she didn't know this either. Okay, in the mirrors, okay, you've got your mirrors. There's a little plastic sheet on the mirror. You should rip it off. Otherwise, it looks like they're all filtered. She was like 8 parties in before she realized this, so don't feel bad if you didn't. I get great satisfaction out of ripping these things. As anyone else? Like, I love it. I love to rip the things off there. These little zippy bags are great for your demo products if you don't want to put your mirrors back in there. Okay, you don't have to keep your mirror in here. And if you'd like, one thing that you can do is pre-prep your appointments by having your little zippy bag, and you can put your order form in there, your profile card, a catalog, you know, their goodie bag, your mirror, your mascara wand, your cotton pads, everything all in here with a pen. And then you just need to grab a bag when you're ready to go out the door for your facial or whatever. It's one of the things, especially when I'm in a season of sometimes like I see like 30 to 50 faces a month. So I've seen 90 faces in a month in May. You know, one of the things that I do is I take like dollar store freezer bags and I pre-prep a bunch of appointments so that I just have to grab that many before my party so that they're all ready to go. And I just do that while we're like watching a movie or something. When we're talking about goodie bags for hostesses and things like that, gifts for hostesses, this book I think is $5 in section 2. So I buy a lot of these. And then I also will do the mini Satin Hands lotions that are in section 2. They make great little prizes and great for referral games. You know, the microdermabrasion samples, those are great. That's what you give as a prize and as a gift. You don't give those out willy-nilly. So as a quick story, one of my top consultants, when we first met, she was my daycare, like she was in my daycare. Well, she wasn't, but her kids were in the daycare that I ran when I was a brand new beauty consultant. And it took me a long time. So she was part of my daycare in April when I first joined Mary Kay. I joined Mary Kay in March, and so she came to my daycare in April, and I didn't say a word about Mary Kay. And then I think it was in the summer that I gave her some samples, and then she didn't buy anything. I asked her how she liked them. She was like, they were good. And then I was scared to ask her for the sale, so I didn't. And then it wasn't until December that I asked her to host a party for me, and that party was awesome and $800, and I had like 10, 15 parties that were rebooked from rebookings from those. And then when I went into DIQ, she was one of my very first people on my DIQ team, and she like has been with me since then. Okay, so I didn't get the sale from the sample. I got the sale from having her try it with her friends. That's why. You can kill yourself handing out all this stuff. You can kill your bank account handing out all this stuff. It only takes an hour of your time to sit down with a woman and show her stuff. So as a brand new beauty consultant, what your job is to see as many faces as you can, as fast as you can. Why do we set it up like that? Why do we not just say, well, I don't know, like see a couple, and then see a couple more and see how it goes? Because you will not feel good. And if you see only 5 faces in the month, and those are the 5 that buy nothing, then you will think it's about you and that you're just really bad at this. And then you'll quit. But if you see 30 faces and only 5 of them don't buy anything, and you've got money in your pocket at the end of the month, then you're like, yeah, I'm a rock star. Why? The same 5 people said no. The same 5 people didn't buy anything. Weird. So if 6 out of 10 people buy skincare and become skincare customers, either at their first appointment or their next, right? Because we layer, right? Then, and you see 30 people in the month, then that means how many of them would be skincare people? Do your math. Do your math. How many? I'll wait. I make people math. It's like my thing. Come on now. You know how many. All right, so they're going to buy the miracle set, or they're going to buy just the basic. They're going to buy a cleanser. They're going to buy a moisturizer. They're going to buy those things. Why? Because you offered it to them. Okay, the number is 18, by the way, because nobody's answering me. So 18 skincare customers out of the 50 you need. That's pretty awesome. And because you did it right away, guess what? They're going to reorder. Yeah, May, you did it. Okay, so they're going to reorder that, right? And you're going to have those people in your life for like forever because they love Mary Kay. I want you to realize that the reason that we set you up in the Perfect Start and the Power Start, and if you don't know what that means, look in your Start Something Beautiful magazine. That's something I forgot. Sorry, I don't know where I put it this morning. That's why. Where the heck did I put that thing? You should see my table right now. It's like all spread out and crazy. Yeah, I don't know where it is. So there's a magazine that comes in your kit that is your guide. Oh, it's way over here. It fell this way. It's in here. Okay, so Perfect Start and Power Start are explained in here. Perfect Start is 15 faces in 15 days, and Power Start is 30 faces in 30 days. The reason we do that is because whenever you do something you didn't think you could do, you change yourself. You change your core DNA. You change what you believe about yourself. One of the questions I always ask when I am working with somebody who's thinking about being a beauty consultant is to tell me about a time that you felt really proud of yourself. And I love their answers. And you know what? Most of them tell me about a time that they didn't think they could do something and then they did it. They don't tell me about a time that they just used their natural skills and aptitude to do something. They don't say, well, I'm really proud of myself because I'm 5'8". Okay? And the reason why Mary Kay increases your self-esteem is because anytime that you set a goal or do something that you didn't think you could do, and then you do it, you feel better about yourself. And then the next time you set something bigger, and then you feel better about yourself. The best thing about Mary Kay is that there's always somewhere up to go. And the worst thing about Mary Kay is there's always somewhere up to go, because then there's never an end for people like me. So there's always something new to learn too. I am never bored. 8 years in, and I can honestly tell you I'm learning every day, and I love that. So I want you to know you won't know everything. You will want to rewatch this, and that's okay, because it will still be available. I've answered that question now, I think, over 200 times. So yes, it will be available. All right. So perfect start and power start means that you're going to see as many faces as you can in a very short period of time. So how do you do that? 30 faces in 30 days. You don't have all those evenings. You're working a full-time job. You have kids. Oh my gosh, she must be crazy. No. All right. Here's what you're going to do. This is my super simple formula. I want you to make friends with 8 p.m. It's magical. I don't know why 8 p.m. works better than 7, but 8 p.m. works, especially for moms. They get their kids to bed, or they feel like they can leave their husbands to just do, bath time or something. They go at 8 o'clock. Take a space in your house, and it doesn't have to be fancy. It's just a kitchen table, you guys. And invite 5 people from your warm market to come over on that specific date. Give them 2 options, so choose 2 nights. And then you say to them, please bring your nicest friend with you. Please bring me your nicest friend. Or your mom, or your sister, or your aunt. As long as they're nice. I don't want your yucky people. Don't bring me your mean people. I don't want those people. That's all. They know you. They're in your life, right? So you're going to say, you know me. You know I'm not crazy. You're just going to come over, and here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a Satin Hands hand treatment. You're going to get a self-guided anti-aging facial. And you're going to get a mini makeover. Did I stutter? Say it again for the people in the back. You're going to get a Satin Hands hand treatment. You're going to get a self-guided anti-aging facial. And you're going to get a mini makeover. And you'd be really helping me in my 30 Faces Challenge. That's it. If she says, well, I don't know who I'd bring, you're like, anyone who has skin and a smile. That's what I say. Okay? That's it. The reason I say self-guided is because I don't want people to think that they're coming over for facials and I'm going to rub them with towels and the whole deal. I don't rub anybody. So I say self-guided anti-aging facial, and they love that. And they love it. They're paying for big money at the salons for these things, right? They say, oh, I don't know. So if you say, okay, I love you guys, but this is what you do, right? Oh, sorry. Somebody is calling me through Messenger. Sorry. This is what you guys do. You do this. I started selling Mary Kay. Can you come over and try some stuff? Can we have an appointment? Please? And they say, no. Sorry, I'm busy, or yeah, that sounds good, and then they never get back to you, right? How many of you experienced this already? And you're like, oh, that jerk, I bought all those candles off her. She doesn't even care about me. She didn't even buy anything, right? Your warm market is not your forever market. If you stay there and you do not expand, you will run out of people to sell to, and then you will be sad, and then you'll probably quit and join something else so you can sell the same people something different. And you will feel resentful to your friends, and they will feel your resentment, and then they'll say things like, well, she joined the Mary Kay, and then I can't even talk to her anymore. We don't want that. I personally hate selling to my friends. I'm terrible at it. My friends are often like, could you hook me up with another beauty consultant? Because like, seriously, I asked for a mascara 3 months ago. Oops. Because, we'll be like out for wine or something and they go, can I have a mascara next week? Yeah, sure. And do I write it down? No, we're not in an appointment. No. And I find it super awkward to sell to my friends. So it's really just an opportunity for you to expand your market. That's it. So the reason you ask her to bring her nicest friend and that you really insist that she does that for you, and you don't have to give her anything for this. And in fact, I find that the more you offer her, like a gift or whatever, then the less likely she is to do it because she thinks that you're trying to trick her into something. It's just weird. People are skeptical, right? So I don't even say anything. I'm just like, you'd be really helping me out. I need to meet more people. I need to see 30 faces. I don't know 30 people. Somebody that you can drag with you. Just sell them on me. Just be like, Carol's really nice. Come on over. She's funny. Whatever. Okay? I don't even know what it is, but come on over. We're going to get a self-guided anti-aging facial. Whatever the heck that is. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then you pre-profile your friend and this new person before they come over using the profile card. Wherever the heck I put that. You're going to ask her these questions. You don't really have anything else to show her, but at least you can be prepared and you can ask your sales director if she's got questions about stuff so that you don't feel stupid when you have the appointment and she asks you something about Serum C and you're like, I don't even know what that is. That's okay. You say, let me get back to you. I'll find out. I will find out. Okay? So you do that. And then they come over. And do you invite only that one friend and her friend? No, because guess what? Her kid will puke or something and she won't show up. And then you're sad and you're at home and it's Tuesday night and you didn't sell anything and you cleaned your kitchen. So you invite 5 of that warm market and their friends, and 3 at the most will ever show up. Like seriously, if 5 and their friends ever show up, I will send you something in the mail. Never, ever. Do they all show up? Ever, ever. When I was running the daycare, I did a lot of trade shows on the weekends, and then I would call those names and I would invite them over at 1 o'clock every day to my kitchen table to do a self-guided anti-aging facial, right? And they would bring friends because they don't know you, so it's way better for them to bring friends. They would rather, and then I'd invite 5 people for the same time slot. I would try and fill 5 slots for every time slot, and guess what? Only 3 would ever show up at the most, ever. So that's how you're going to see your first 30 faces. Yes, some people are going to book classes for you. That's great. Yes, you might do a debut party with your director. That's great. Okay? Yes, some people might want you to do their first party or whatever with their director. I don't know. Whatever your director does, right? But bottom line, it's about getting this product on as many faces as you can. You might be at work and you may be like, girls, it's lunchtime, let's go. You might have to be a little bit assertive in that way. My glasses are like completely filthy. Like they're just reflecting, so they're just staying off. It's bad, okay? So that's it. You're going to see as many faces as you can, as fast as you can, because your goal here is not necessarily the sales. Yeah, that's good. Money's good, and I always believe that money is good, and if you don't believe money is good, then give it to me, okay? But I believe that the more faces that you see now, the more money you will make later. I believe that it transforms the way you feel about yourself and your business. And I believe that it increases the number of people who are talking about you and your company. And it will pay you back. So you think that I started as a brand new beauty consultant and I immediately saw 30 faces and I did my power start and I did my big order and I did all the things correctly. And then I was a red jacket right away and all that stuff, right? Yeah? That's what you thought, I'm sure. People always think that I just get really, really lucky. I hear that a lot. I firmly believe that fortune favors the brave. But when I started my Mary Kay business, and I don't know if you all know my story, so I'm just going to go for it really quickly. We were experiencing what I like to call an economic recession of our own. We were $125,000 in personal debt. I did not have a full-time teaching job, so then I ended up running a daycare in my home. I was tutoring every evening just about and making jewelry and selling it on Etsy. I had no intention of ever doing something like this. ever. I'd had 8 beauty consultants before my current one that I had then. 8. And not a single person had ever really told me anything about the business. Nobody even really offered it to me. They were perfectly happy with me buying things, and that was it. And they said, well, she's a teacher. She doesn't need another job. Little did they know how much extra money could have done for our house and our life at that time. Because I wanted to have that extra money, turns out, because that's why I bought things on credit cards that I shouldn't have. So we had all this debt. We had 2 little kids, ages 3 and 5. Before that, we had lived literally homeless in a 1976 Travel Air by the river. And then we finally got our house, finally we're in it. And then, having to live on this massive consolidation loan so that we could pay all this back meant that we were living on $200 a month for gas and groceries for a family of 4. Not easy. We ate a lot of pasta and a lot of rice, a lot of carbs, anti-carb now, but there were a lot of carbs and a lot of work. And then when Mary Kay came into my life, it was $125 for the starter kit. And I used a credit card that I'd frozen in the freezer for emergencies that had $150 left on it to pay for my agreement. My husband didn't speak to me for 2 straight weeks. He was so mad at me. And I brought my catalogs the next day that my director had given me, and I was all excited, and I brought them to my friends at a scrapbooking thing, and they bought nothing. They're scrapbookers, so they spend a lot of money on stickers and not on skincare. So they said things like, oh, I love Mary Kay's, to buy it, and then nothing. So what should I have done? I should have said, well, let's book your appointment and bring me your nicest friend, but I didn't. And luckily, I had made it my mission at that time, and I know I'm over time, sorry. I'd made it my mission at that time to always say yes. So if somebody asked me for something, I'd say yes. Anything to do that would help me meet more people. And so if they were like, oh, you should come to this appointment, or you should do this, or whatever, I would say yes, okay? If you said, you want to come to this gym class, even though I hate those things, yes. Fine, I will. To meet new people, I will. So my friend asked me if I wanted to do a trade show for $15. I didn't even have my starter kit yet. And so I went and I wrapped up an empty box and I made that a draw. And they'd say, well, what do I win? And I said, I guess you'll find out. And they said, well, I don't really wear makeup. And I was like, well, aren't you in luck? You have skin, don't you? Mary Kay is all about skin. So let's get some good skincare on your face. Enter my draw, enter my draw, enter my draw. That's it. I did it in pants. I didn't know I was supposed to wear a skirt for trade shows, by the way. You are supposed to wear a skirt. And I didn't know. And I'm sorry, my bangs are like sticking right into my eyeball. I got 8 names. 2 of them said no. 6 of them booked appointments with me, with a friend. And I sold 6 Ultimate Miracle sets. And a little bit more, but I sold the entire microdermabrasion, the firming eye cream, and the miracle set. And not because I demoed all of that, because that's the other trick. Not trick, but that's the other thing. Just because I tried this, I talked about the other stuff, like it's in your flip chart, and I sold the other stuff even though they didn't try it, right? Because now they trusted the product, so they bought those things. They rebooked, they did parties, and all of those same people are still in my customer base today. And it probably brought me unmentionable numbers of people just because I was brave. And then I did my first order and I was all excited. And then I let a friend tell me what she thought. And then I let another friend tell me what she thought. And then I just was like, oh, maybe they're right. So I sort of stopped. And I remember my friend, my hairdresser, saying to me that if I ever earned a car in Mary Kay, she would happily lay down in the road and let me run her over with it. You can bet she was the first place I stopped when I did. She was like, I've been waiting for you. But those same friends say to me today that they always knew I would be successful. They didn't, because I didn't. Okay? Those same friends don't realize that I almost quit. Those same people who told me, oh, I did that once, and I don't know, it was okay, but I didn't really make any money, didn't realize that what they did, they could have stolen from me this life that I have right now. This house that I bought with Mary Kay money. The ability to be at home with my kids. I homeschooled them for 3 years. And I was able to do that and earn a pink Cadillac and earn a top director trip. I earned 2 trips homeschooling because of Mary Kay. That is what they could have taken from me. So my mission for you is that you need to be successful no matter what that looks like for you. You need to show the people in your life that you can make a little or a lot of money doing this, but at least you're making something. Because you're going to be brave and you're going to do what your director tells you to do. Because if you don't, you're robbing somebody in the future of this job in this life. I can't even imagine what it would be like to be a teacher now. I remember when I was in directorship qualifications and running the daycare with 10 kids in it all day. And I had a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. And I remember leaving for a party and crying at the door because I was so tired. You know, you're just burned out. And DIQ was like an intense period of qualifications. And so I was really going like crazy. And I said to my husband, like, I'm not even home for our kids. And he goes, Carol, you weren't home before. You weren't home before. And that was for other people's kids. You're doing this for ours. And one day they won't remember that you weren't there. They won't remember those things. They will remember that you paid for university and that you paid for college or that you're their first houses and all of that stuff. They will remember that. I am home. I put my faith first, my family second, and my career third. Not all the time. Sometimes my career comes first because it's harmony, not balance. Balance is a myth. Balance implies that we're able to keep all the same things in the air and then we just feel really bad. Awesome. We don't like feeling bad about ourselves, so stop it. I want you to feel good about yourself. So harmony means that you're going to put something above something else sometimes. Harmony means that one note can play for a while, but too long and it's noise. Too long and it's noise. It's not harmony anymore. So harmony means that sometimes my children are going to come at the precedence of my business or above my business, and I'm going to focus on them. You know, like when I'm in Calgary, I'm just outside of Calgary, and the Calgary Stampede is my daughter's and my like favorite. Okay, it's true joy for us. It's all noise and lights and craziness. And my 2 introverts in my house, the 2 boys in our house, they hate it. But my daughter and I love it. And we take the entire week off. I don't work. I spend the week with her. It's also her birthday that time. So I spend the week with her and I work with her and I play with her and I don't worry about what the team is doing. And I don't care. It's fine. And then on month end, they eat cereal for dinner and don't talk to mommy. They were 3 and 5. They used to ride in that minivan with my husband while he delivered pizzas at night because we couldn't afford childcare and while I did parties. Was it easy? No. But like nothing is that's worth doing. And you won't be proud of anything that was easy. You won't feel good about the stuff that comes to you naturally. I want you to know before I let you go that sales is a learned skill. And you learn it the same way your customers learn. You learn it by reading. You learn it by listening. You learn it by doing. Okay? You have to do all of those things. And if you're not seeing faces, you can't learn anything. You have to screw it up. You have to get it wrong. You have to do parties that are $0. You have to have parties where everybody is speaking a different dialect and a different language. That was a fun party. They all just yelled at each other and like hoped that they would understand. This is really not fun. But I sold a lot and I had a great group to work with. You will have lots of different things that are crazy. And I want you to say to yourself that whatever you get to go through right now, whatever bad stuff happens to you on this beginning of your journey is something you're going to get to share at one point or another to help somebody else. So I'm so happy of the times that I got sent to an empty lot from somebody from a trade show or a facial box name. I'm so happy about the times that people said no to me. I'm so happy about the times that people rejected me because they taught me things and they gave me tools and they gave me funny stories to tell later because they all become a funny story at one point or another. They gave me that. I always say God always likes to give me stories to tell. So anytime I fall or do something stupid, I'm like, well, thanks God, I got another story out of that. It's really important to me that you value yourself enough to stop lying to yourself that you don't need extra money, that you don't need more friendships, that you don't need a self-esteem improvement course. Stop it. It costs a fortune to go to those self-development workshops, and we get them for free. Even if that's all you did in Mary Kay, you'd be better off. So stop lying. Make a decision today to make a commitment to yourself. Figure out how many faces you need to see in order to get what you want, and work for that power start, even if your intention is never to sell again. That's okay. Work for that first 30 faces because it matters. Because even if you decide to quit, you can always say, yeah, so I was challenged to see 30 faces in 30 days, and I did. And I felt really good about it. Because you will still be forever changed, even by a brief experience in Mary Kay. I want you to know that success in Mary Kay isn't about diamonds, and it isn't about cars, and it isn't about anything else. Success at Mary Kay is honoring Mary Kay Ash's legacy and her go-give spirit. Success in Mary Kay means that you're going to share any new idea that you have with the rest of your team. That you're going to know that you do not compete with any other Mary Kay consultants out there because there's enough for everybody. There's more than enough. It's such an abundant world that we live in, and we're so underrepresented in Canada that, like, the world's your oyster. There are so many people who haven't even tried Mary Kay ever. Okay? There are so many people. You are blessed. You have an amazing sales director who is here to guide you in every step of the way. And if you're lucky, she's not quite as crazy as I am. And she will give you every tool that you need. I want you to write these key phrases down. Okay? Face by face, I'll win the race. Be too dumb to doubt. Carol's going to cry. Michelle, you're hilarious. Yes, I probably will. Be too dumb to doubt. Just do it. Whatever the phrase or thing is, the script, just say it the way that it says to do it. Because it's been around for 55 years, so I think people probably knew what they were doing. So just be too dumb to doubt. Don't question it. Support this company. And Q-tip. Quit taking it personally. Quit taking it personally. In the beginning of my business, I had a Q-tip glued to my mirror and in my car visor so that I could remember to quit taking it personally. It wasn't personal that my best friend didn't buy a mascara. Just like it's not personal that my best friend consistently pulls out makeup from her purse when we're with friends that is not Mary Kay. And one time I actually ran over her CoverGirl compact, but we were actually going to GoPro it, but we didn't. Okay. So she does it all the time. And it's not personal. If they don't want your product, you didn't make it in a lab in the bathroom. There's something else they might like in Mary Kay, and it's okay. So even if you do these beginning facials and they're like, I don't know, I don't really care for that, or, you know, they're 18 years old and they're obviously not going to get the miracle set, then you know that at your next appointment, you can demo the botanicals with them and they'll be super happy. But it's about that layering. Get that reorder booked. Work these parties full circle. Coach them first. Even if appointments, facials, or parties are the same. You coach first, okay? You sell, you rebook, and you recruit. Coach, sell, rebook, recruit. That's it. That's the deal. Power starts will change your business at any time. So directors, if you're watching, if you ever need a reboot, you just power start. It's like a reset button for your life. 30 faces a month. And I am proud to say that since the beginning of my business, I have consistently seen 30 faces a month. Have I always done them with joy? No. Have I always done them, especially in the very beginning, knowing where I was going and feeling good about it? No. But I have done it. And I've never skipped a star since my first quarter. So go out and do the things that you need to do because this company needs you to be successful. And this company needs you. Sorry, my kid is on the computer and he's not supposed to be. or the phone and talking very loudly during Facebook Live, and he is not supposed to be, and he's 13, it sounds like a man, so that wasn't my husband yelling in the background. It's important to me that you're successful just because somebody else out there might be watching you, and they might get this life that I get. You can have anything you want in Mary Kay if you just work for it, and if you just see face by face in faith. Face by face in faith. You just have to have faith that it will get better. And it's math, not magic. So even if you get 5 no's in a row, statistically speaking, you're going to get yeses next. And if you don't, then you got to go back to the script and be like, well, what am I saying wrong? And at any time in your business, if you are ever stalled, I want you to ask yourself, I want you to get really quiet with yourself and with God. And I want you to say to yourself, what is it that I'm unwilling to do that I know I need to do? You will get that answer. And I want you to go do it. Okay? I hope this was really helpful for you. I did not cry. All right? And I hope that you go out and do this business with this starter kit. You can order the rest of your products with your sales director to get you to those next parties for those rebookings. But the first thing you're going to do right now is get that product on their faces and rebook them. That's it. You can do that. Training is not optional. Practice is not optional. And no matter what, whether you're seeing 1 face a month or 30 faces a month, you are an independent beauty consultant. And you are the embodiment of this amazing woman walking around every day. I was wearing this Mary Kay All In shirt the other day in the store. And a man said to me, look out, Mary Kay needs to get by you. And I said, I'm not Mary Kay. She's passed away. And I said, but thank you for the compliment. And he goes, well, you are Mary Kay here. And he's like a 65-year-old man, and he knew that. And then he said, is that your pink Cadillac outside? And I said, you know it is. And he goes, yeah, good for you. They know. They high-five me. They thumbs up me on the highway. Okay? And the reason why, and I got to tell you, I said I would never drive a pink car. And the reason why they do that is because they know it's a trophy. And the reason why I feel good every day is because I get to get in my big trophy that says, hey, you actually know what you're doing. And so whenever I doubt, I know that I did something awesome and I can do something awesome again. And now I'm going to cry, so I'm going to let you go. I love you guys.